If you received an AFG for conclusion, it's probably because you didn't have one. I'm pretty lax about conclusions. I want to make sure you have a conclusion, a 3 to 5 sentence paragraph at the end, just kind of reiterating the importance of your essay. Now, there are a few different ways to do a conclusion. One way is pretty basic, but that doesn't mean it's bad. That means it's a legitimate way to do a conclusion, is to kind of restate in different terms the main point of your essay. So let's look at this example here, where it says, the Road and Anthem, this is a compare and contrast essay. The Road and Anthem have many things that set them apart, but they also have many similarities. While both are set in dystopian societies, they invoke very different moods within the reader. The Road with sadness and the Anthem with happiness. These two novels go to show that even with similar settings, other literary features can be completely different. In this, the writer, I'm not going to tell you who it is, the writer is restating the main point of the essay one more time for the reader. And that's a kind of basic, totally fine, totally acceptable, good way to do a conclusion. If you want to take a little step further, you can write a conclusion that not only restates what the main point of the essay is, but kind of explains the so what of the essay, explains why the argument inherent in this essay is important. So here's a good example of that kind of conclusion. As stated, the Road and Anthem have moods that greatly contrast each other while having characters that think differently. Rand and McCarthy both have more than just a setting similarity in their works while having entirely different writing styles. These give the reader a reason to keep reading and enjoy every second as the end draws nearer and nearer. Writers use everything they can to ensure that a story gets read, and these two did an excellent job of this. The world needs more authors like Rand and McCarthy for these reasons. That's a good example of a so what conclusion. The writer here is arguing why it's important to read these kinds of writers, or why it's important to compare these kinds of texts. Either way, just make sure you write a conclusion, 3 to 5 sentences, wrapping up your argument or explaining why it's relevant or important. And one last thing, don't use the phrase in conclusion. Everyone is sick of reading the phrase in conclusion. If you write in conclusion in your first draft, delete it. You'll find that the conclusion works fine without that phrase.